All right, so to start off, how's your Treefort experience been so far?
Man, this has been everything I've wanted it to be. Last year we got to do kind of like the off-season one, and it was super dope. I'd never experienced being at a festival and performing multiple times, and so that was new to me. So now coming back, the one thing I will say about this festival versus like other ones is people are so stoked to see like the local talent here. People are so stoked to see artists that aren't like huge bill names. Like I've had so many people stop me and go, "Yo, I seen you last year. Duh, duh, duh. I brought friends." I'm like, "Holy crap!" Like I'm not from here. I'm barely out here. I'm shocked that you guys are like that, hella like happy to see me. You know what I mean? So Treefort's my personal one of my favorites.
That's awesome. Glad to hear it. And so growing up in the PNW and Spokane, how has that really like influenced you and your sound?
So like being from the PNW, it's kind of impossible to not be influenced by like the rock culture we have here. You know, you got the Nirvana, the Alice in Chains, and a lot of that like deep woven into our culture. So I think that's why like for an artist like me, you see a lot of the like rock and punk influence in my live stage presence. And even in this new project that's about to come out here soon. It's definitely always been something that's been a part of my life, rock music, and also blending in the rap. Like you got the Macklemores, you got people like that who are just like really deep woven and ingrained, Samuel Childs, stuff like that. And the EDM. It's crazy. We have a crazy Odessa, right? We have a crazy EDM. So like you can see a lot of that influence in like the music. Like Merchandise is like a funk but kind of futuristic EDM track that I got with Sam Child out there in Seattle. Like all that stuff deeply is like ingrained in my music.
So if you didn't get into music when you did, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
Oh my gosh, what a great question. I have an AA in computer science. You know, that was always like and so I did Running Start. So the thing was I'd gotten my AA in computer science by the time I was 18, and then I took the next 3 years to kind of figure out like what am I truly inspired by, what are like, because I'm young, right? So I'm like, I have time to like really dive into like hobbies that I'm really passionate about. What do I really like? If I could do something for the rest of my life, money not involved, what would that be? So I figured you figure that out beforehand than later. And music was something I've always been deeply passionate about. I'll say it's pretty interesting. I never thought maybe I'd be an artist on the forefront. I didn't know. I just knew I wanted to be involved in music somehow. And so through creation and trial and error and performing and acting out, like I realized I really do enjoy this. I enjoy acting. I enjoy wilding out. I enjoy being goony. I enjoy like sharing my energy to other people. It's like why I'm so wild on stage. I'm really just giving out energy. And they give it back to me, I'm giving you more. Give it back to me, give you more. Until we're moshing and fucking serving the goddamn crowd and shit. But yeah, computer science. I mean, probably like some project manager for a law firm or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, so you had mentioned, you know, PNW artists like Macklemore and Nirvana and all that, but are there any other artists that are outside of the PNW that have really helped you form your sound today?
Absolutely. Again, with the like rap, punk, or like rap and rock kind of like blend, I kind of favor artists like DMX. You know what I mean? Like for sure, he was one of the earlier artists who were like yelling on tracks, and he wasn't like 100% rock, but he had like the chains and shit. He was super edgy for a rap artist. Like most like rap labels did not know what to do with him because his sound was so different. It was so over here with it. It wasn't necessarily classified as like a rock sound or anything like that. It was still of color, but it was just different and very innovative. So like I gotta give it to him. He's one of the pioneers, I think, of like that mesh of sounds. He's a genre bender like me. Denzel Curry, of course, he's another one who's like more like of age, who's definitely like doing that now. He's taking the torch and like wilding the fuck out with it. He's really taking it to another level. And I think he's inspired other artists like me to like really be free and not afraid of that. Cause like I think one thing being a person of color, like there's this automatic assumption when I say I do hip hop music that I'm either like boom bap or I'm like touty or just something like that. You know what I'm saying? The mainstream rap. And so I think nowadays people are starting to be very much more open to like genre bending music. You're starting to see a lot more of the blending of the two, which is like great for artists like me. I gotta give it out to Kendrick Lamar. Like he's probably like my favorite. He's the best rapper of all time. I'm gonna just say it like that. He's the best rapper of all time. I used to be in band. Now I'll explain how this makes sense. I used to be in bands, so I'm really great with like productions and sounds and stuff like that, and understanding when a person is being the lead. So as a rapper, I think of myself as the lead instrument on all productions, on all my songs. Kendrick Lamar is one of the best lead instruments ever. You know what I mean? He dominates the productions. He always finds pockets and flows that are just so intricate, so like people can't copy that. You know what I mean? And that's something I take pride in too, in my flows. People can't copy how intricate my flows are, my style is. Like it's not something you can just, oh, I can do that. You know what I mean? It's not copy paste. Let me mention Kenny Mason too. He's a ATL emerging artist out there, ATL Georgia, and he's freaking filthy. He's doing kind of like rap and alternative rock and meshing the two, and I just gravitate towards it. I like really love the dude. I think he's dope. I want to feature with you, Kenny. It's gonna happen here soon. I'm actually gonna see him in Portland, I think on the 7th with Denzel Curry, and then me and him are on the same music festival at Capitol Hill Block Party in July. So I'm about to link up with the dude and see what we can do.
That answers one of my next questions I was gonna ask. I was gonna say if you could collab with any music artist, who would that be?
Definitely would be the Kenny Masons.
Yeah.
Definitely would be like Kenny Mason, Grip, Baby Cody. He's an artist out there in I want to say Dallas, Texas, maybe San Antonio. I'm not sure. I just kind of got put onto him. Ear Milk, I believe, like wrote a post about him as like artist to watch. I was like, yo, this dude's filthy. New age, like 19 years old, has a really dope sound. Kind of like a little more reminiscent of Baby Keem, but way more edgier. You know what I mean? He's like a lot of like his productions. You get kind of that rock tone a little bit in there, a little essence of it, and it's just he's super dope. Some of my dream collabs, you know, it'd be crazy to like work with some rock fans. Like Fever 333's fucking filthy. I think, yeah, they're freaking filthy, and they're like this. They match my type of energy. If I couldn't collab with them, I'd want to open for them on a tour or something. I just want to be around them. You know what I mean? I want to soak up whatever it is that energy is. Like I'm obsessed with some rock bands. And Horror, HO660R. They're a black duo punk band out in New York, and they're filthy. And I would just die to meet them. I really would. I would die to meet them. Now, obviously, too, Kendrick Lamar is like my dream collab, but I don't like doing things out of turn. So, like, 3-4 years, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
All right. So, what's your favorite song that you've created?
My favorite song is a song I just created, which is not out yet.
It's not out.
So, if I'm gonna say out of my catalog, my favorite song that is out right now. Let's say Espresso. Espresso would probably be my favorite off my 3-song tape that I dropped back in October of 2020. Yeah, 2020. Holy crap, time. COVID just like, you just lose time.
It's flown by.
You just lose time.
It's
I was like, when
crazy.
did we do these things and how is it chronologically in order?
I graduated high school at the beginning of COVID, and like now I'm here, and it's just been like,
Holy shit.
yeah.
You said I've grown.
Exactly.
No more masks. Like, still don't got a beard, but yeah, Espresso would probably be my favorite song on the rap side because it was very conscious and very like, I was starting to really develop a new sound for myself that I was like, me and my new in-house producer, he's new for like the last 2 years. His name is Ben Sway. He's a top 10 Billboard charting producer in the metal world. me and him worked for like 3 years to develop this sound and kind of like find our happy medium. And so Espresso was one of those songs where we were like, yo, I think we finally like figured out how to do this thing, right? And so it's kind of like, it's mellow in cadence, it sounds very confident, but at the same time the production has like, it feels almost rockish. It feels a little edgy. It's very powerful, very strong. Excuse me. Another song is on the same project, Moonshine. It's a song I don't even like really push out there, but it's my personal favorite. It's a very melodic, dark harmonies, dark melodies. It's very like, very interpersonal, and like talks about like a very tough time in my life when I was alcoholic, you know what I mean? Not like a crazy, raging alcoholic, but it definitely like was stunning my growth in certain areas. And so that song kind of like really explains certain things in my life that I was going through. And it just, I don't know, it feels, I like precious music. I like things that are like real. And so Espresso and Moonshine are like two of the like more realer records that I dropped.
Awesome.
Shout outs to merchandise too. Sam Machado, me and Sam Machado did something great for the Spokane, Seattle, upper left area. And I love just like being able to do something that like bridges the gap between the two cities.
And so you'd mentioned some new music coming out.
Yeah.
Is there any time we can see that before the end of the year?
Definitely before the end of the year.
Okay.
Can't give you any exact dates. The biggest thing about that is, well, I'd love to just tell you guys kind of about it. Like,
yeah,
it's a genre-bending project. It meshes in the hip-hop with the rock and the punk. It does exactly what you're going to see on stage. And I'm going to play some of those songs on the stage at this festival, which would be awesome. It meshes, like I said, it meshes both the rap and the rock and the punk all together into like a happy, sweet medium. And it features, this will be the first time I featured artists on a project. My very first project in 2017, no features. I was just trying to really define my sound, grow, and start to expose who I am to other people. So this project will feature some artists from the P&W. One specifically is Tezza, who's also at this festival. She's like electro punk rap, like, and she's just the queen of it. She is freaking filthy. She is so filthy. So super excited to get her on there. I got another couple regional features, and then we're still securing some features outside the region. That's kind of like what we're like holding off on as far as our release date. Once we like really solidify some of those features that I'm trying to like get out there, out of the market, we'll be looking at release dates.
Okay, and this is a full entire album?
This will be a small EP.
Okay.
Yeah. I think because once you go into like an album, as far as the industry is concerned, you're like a freshman. You're like ready to like really play that game.
Mm-hmm.
I realistically, as far as an album goes, I don't think I have the budget for it to like really push it into other markets, really solidify that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to like explore the markets and tour small.
Yeah.
So right now it's going to be just an EP to kind of like get my name out there and start expanding.
So, well, speaking of your name, I had a question. Where did you get your name from?
Yes, so Jango, to me, being in Spokane, there's not many like people of color who don't just live there and like only know Spokane, you know what I'm saying? So like the culture was like very limited. Jango to me represented somebody who was a leader of the people, the leader of his community, but he wasn't like, you know, he's not like taking like an ignorant like toll to it. He's like, I will be brave, I will be strong, I will be powerful. That's what the name represented to me. That's why I took on that moniker and embodied it to myself. That's who I am, you know what I mean? I'm a leader, and I'm somebody who goes against the grain, you know what I mean? If you guys are familiar with the movie, which is interesting, and even like Star Wars, stuff like that, the name Jango always portrays someone who is a leader or who is going against the grain, who is a rebel to like the normal way of thinking. And so like that's definitely like resonated with me like fairly deep.
Yeah, awesome, I love that. And just like one last question to end up on, a little fun one. You had your own movie, like Jango documentary.
Sorry. I'm gonna say this too. A lot of people say I look like Jamie Foxx.
So is he gonna play you in a movie then?
Yeah, no, 100%. If you see another Jango 2, I might be starting.
Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure meeting and talking with you. I had a great time.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys for the opportunity. I appreciate it. Don't forget, you guys want to find me, my website, jangolives.com. That's JANGOLIVES.com. Hold the D. There is no D in my name. And add me on Instagram, Jango Lives. Yeah. Bless.
Sweet.
Thank you guys. Fun.
Dude, that was awesome.
Fun. I love interviewing.
Sweet. Yeah, that was sweet, man.
Okay, so like the